Jamaica Gleaner reported that Superintendent Vernon Ellis, commanding officer for the St. James Police Division, says his team is not singling out Chinese businesses operators for special protection, albeit that members of the Chinese business community in Montego Bay have been targeted in several recent robberies. Following yesterday's Gleaner's headline, "Cops Working to Protect Montego Bay's Chinese Business Operators," several persons have been lashing out at Ellis, claiming that while crime is impacting all residents of St. James, the police are seemingly offering preferential protection to the Chinese and tourists in the western city. That is definitely not the case, and I want to make it absolutely clear that we are not singling out any special ethnic group for the protection, said Ellis. Our mandate is to serve and protect all persons in the space we operate. In my meetings with other groups, I have made it quite clear that my plan is to make St. James safe for all residents and visitors to the parish. In his address at the annual meeting and celebrations of the Fujian Association of Jamaica on Sunday, Ellis sought to assure the Chinese that though they were under siege by gangsters, the police would be doing everything to create a buffer between them and the criminals. Over to Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad Express reported that what at first seemed like an All Fool's Day prank turned out to be a robbery at a store in Prince's Tongue on Monday. Around 9:15 a.m., a sales clerk at the Courts on High Street said she placed two 40-inch Samsung televisions, each valued at $3,699, on a shelf and went into the stock room. When she returned 20 minutes later, the televisions had mysteriously disappeared. After searching the premises without success, she and her co-workers viewed CCTV footage which seemed that a man entered the store, took up the televisions, and walked out with them. A report was made to the Prince's Tongue CID and officers were given a description of the perpetrator. In an unrelated incident, two Cuba men who were tricked by a fake advertisement were robbed of $5,000 and their cell phones on All Fool's Day. The victims, aged 21 and 27, were robbed by thieves who pretended they had a Nissan Tita for sale. On Monday around 6:15 p.m., two victims were sent to London Street, La Romaine, where they were told that they would meet someone to negotiate the sale of the car. Instead, they were greeted by two men armed with guns, who held them up and took $5,000 cash, which was intended to be a down payment on the car, and their cell phones valued $2,800. The thieves ran off and escaped with cash and cell phones. The victims reported the incident to the San Fernando CID, and PC Gossin is continuing investigations. Finally, in Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad Guardian reported a plot by prisoners to kill 5 prison officers has been uncovered by Special Operations Response Team. Information from a confidential source suggests that the threat is related to an incident which took place at the maximum security prison in Aruca, where a cell phone was confiscated from a gang member. The officers have been alerted about the threat and security measures have been put in place to protect them. Commenting on the latest threat, National Security Minister Stuart Young said that he had already spoken to both the Acting Commissioner of Prisons, Dane Clark, and Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffith, with the contents of the report. National Security Minister Stuart Young said that threats of violence to any prison officer or any officer attached to any of the services under the Ministry of National Security will not be tolerated. Stuart said he has asked for an interagency approach to be deployed to deal with this incident. Back to you, Javon.